This past week was absolutely huge for Xbox, and there are a ton of surprises you might have missed. From the likes of some brand new games being announced, alongside some special edition hardware, and even some massive Xbox UI updates, it's safe to say it has been a pretty hectic but great week for Team Green. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Xbox Nation. My name is Fletcher, and if you're new here or just returning, I make daily content focused on Xbox, that being news, reviews, updates, and so much more. So if you want to join one of the fastest growing Xbox-centric channels here on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. With that though, let's just dive straight into the huge news week that just occurred for our Xbox consoles. First up, we had a massive Xbox partner preview event that did take place last Thursday, and safe to say it's probably one of the best shows they've actually put on outside the summer showcase in quite some while. There were not only some fantastic announcements here from the likes of Armitus, which gives me sort of massive Remnant and sort of Returnal vibes, and a further look as well at the outstanding Tides of Annihilation, which I have a feeling may actually be a potential Game of the Year candidate when it finally does arrive. But believe it or not, we also got some huge shadow drops as well onto both our Xbox consoles and also Xbox Game Pass. We not only received the fantastic indie known as Dave the Diver onto Xbox finally, but we also got a couple of Xbox Game Pass drops in both Total Chaos and also Clover Pit, which are both now available as part of your Xbox Game Pass subscription. It was a mighty fine event to be honest, and if you do want to check out all of the games and the announcements, then do check out my video here on the channel as I basically covered everything there. I even put out a poll here on the channel, and it seems like a vast majority of you thought this was a very great show, which is just so bloody awesome to see. It was also great to also live stream with you all tuning in, and I will do the same with the upcoming Game Awards this December, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that live stream. Keeping in the same vein of brand new Xbox games, we did get the announcement on Tuesday from Xbox regarding the next slate of Xbox Game Pass games for the remainder of November and of course into early December. What I've done is I've just chucked the graphic on screen for you now, but of course I again did cover all of these announcements in a video if you are interested. There's actually some pretty good stuff here and here as well, such as the likes of Ubisoft Racer The Crew Motorfest, Narrative Journey, Lost Records Bloom and Rage, epic action RPG known as Banisher's Ghost New Eden, and even the day one release of the highly anticipated beat-em-up Marvel Cosmic Invasion. It is a pretty solid lineup which many of us never really expected, and actually does provide a pretty decent amount of value for the subscription so far. I would be keen to hear your thoughts on the games and the announcements so far though in the comment section down below. In case you somehow didn't hear about the whole sort of Ubisoft debacle over the past week, they essentially delayed their earnings call and people thought this was due to a potential acquisition. Well, this is seemingly not the case at all, as Ubisoft has finally provided their new financial results this week, and it covered its 2026 fiscal year, and the company has shared within those results a list of releases that may be coming by the end of Q4, and one of those titles is actually an unannounced one at this stage. This mystery title, which is due out by April 2026, sits alongside a batch of mobile releases, obviously Ubisoft's upcoming Avatar Frontiers of Pandora DLC, and the long-awaited Prince of Persia The Sands of Time remake. The last we did hear on that one though was sometime in 2026, but of course this update now means that seemingly narrowed down the sort of Prince of Persia release window to early 2026, which is quite great to see, and I'm pretty excited for it. Going back to that unannounced title for a minute here, we're not entirely sure what it may be at this moment in time or when it could actually be revealed. The speculation is that it could potentially be the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake that we've been hearing about pretty recently, but of course there's no comment from Ubisoft on that project as of yet. All I've heard in an official capacity is that the AC series will be getting multiple remakes in the near future, and I really do hope it's Black Flag as that game is just so bloody great even in 2025. I expect we may see more about this brand new game or a potential reveal at the Game Awards, so I'll be very keen to see what happens with the next AC game. Honestly, I just can't believe it. It's now been 20 years, and I can't believe that's where time's really gone. Officially, Microsoft's Xbox 360 console launched on the 22nd of November, which means the system has now hit the ripe old age of 20 years old. For me personally, I've been looking back at what made this gaming machine one of the very best, and from the system itself to the launch game lineup and the experiences that it simply delivered over its time, the Xbox 360 is simply an awesome console, and one that's certainly worth looking back on. Not only did we get some fantastic games during that generation, such as Lost Odyssey, but we also had the likes of Fable 2, ODST, and just so many more. I personally do miss the good old days of just putting a disc in sometimes and just playing a game without needing a download, and it kind of makes me reminisce about a simpler time that was just full of laughs. I still wish that Xbox brought back many features, including the UI of the blades, but then again, it was a generation to grow up with and fondly remember to this day. I've actually been delving back into Viva Pinata myself to celebrate this anniversary, but I am curious to hear what your favourite games are from the 360, and if you have any core memories of that generation overall. Let's just have some discussions about it and reminisce in the comments section below. Due to the 20th anniversary of the Xbox 360 though, accessory maker Nacon has also brought to us an incredible announcement of a new limited edition controller for Xbox and PC. The special edition is named the Revolution X Unlimited Pad, but it doesn't actually launch until sometime in February next year. Despite that though, the design of this thing has clearly been nailed, from the colour scheme to the classic style face buttons, and also that customizable display at top. This looks like a pretty awesome effort from Nacon, and I just can't wait to get my hands on it. You may have seen that Xbox have started rolling out a few deals when it comes to Xbox's Black Friday sales, and earlier this week I did manage to cover a fairly substantial sale that's going on right now to get you the very best deal possible. However, the team has also been running a few other interesting promotions running right now, including some very cheap offers for Xbox Game Pass. Available directly from Microsoft, both the Xbox Game Pass Essential and Xbox Game Pass Premium tiers are available for $1 right now. That $1 entry fee gets you a whole month of Essential, while the $1 Premium trial is only available, I believe, for about 14 days for that mid-tier service. Both of these offers though are for folks who aren't currently subscribed, and as far as I can see, there are no such offers surrounding Xbox Game Pass Ultimate this time around. Still, it is certainly worth highlighting, especially if you've been on the fence about getting one of these tiers, either due to cancelling it or just never trying them before. Over the past year or so, you may have heard about an indie game called Thank Goodness You're Here, and it's proved a very big hit across PC, Nintendo Switch and PlayStation, but now it's finally getting an Xbox release on the 9th of December this year. The game is a self-described comedy slapformer, and it basically takes place in Northern England and sees you exploring the town of Barnsworth as a travelling salesman, and you'll be meeting all of the very eccentric locals. It has been so highly rated amongst many players and outlets out there, and it's one that has immediately hit my own personal wishlist for this December. Although it didn't appear in the Xbox Partner Preview Showcase, Thank Goodness You're Here is still an Xbox Play Anywhere title, meaning that if you buy it for your Xbox console, you'll also get the PC version thrown in for free as well, which is just so lovely to see. It's not very often that we see Xbox selling custom controllers these days, but we've suddenly got a handful of new ones coming our way, and they're all based around the upcoming SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants, and bizarrely not the Titans of the Tide game that actually launched on the Xbox last week. The one that you can just buy outright is known as the Xbox Wireless Controller, the SpongeBob Movie Limited Edition, and it features a close-up of SpongeBob's face, complete with bright yellow thumbsticks, an orange D-pad, and metallic blue triggers. This one retails at the moment for a fairly eye-watering price of about 86 quid here in the UK, or almost near $100 in the US, and that's exclusively on the Microsoft Store. But of course, you can take off the metallic components, and you can bring it down to around the £80 or $90 mark. Do stay tuned though, as yes, I didn't need it, but then craved like a fish out of water. So do expect a short on my unboxing experience very soon. You may have seen it by now, but yesterday I uploaded my review of Black Ops 7. Check it out if you haven't done so already. But one of my gripes about it was just how they implemented the endgame mode, and that you could not actually play this area until beating the entire campaign. Well, in a twist of fate, the devs have now decided to drop that campaign completion requirement for its bonus extraction mode. I'm so glad to see that, as honestly, the campaign is utterly disastrous. Treyarch though has announced that starting on the 21st of November, so it's out now, endgame will be available to all Black Ops 7 players straight away. Those of us though who did slog through that entire campaign to some disastrous acclaim have actually got some extra multiple XP tokens and zombie mode rewards as a result of this requirement change. It is a pretty good update, and I'm glad they did actually do this, as to me, endgame is probably one of the best aspects about Black Ops 7 overall. Talking of some massive updates though, the folks behind Doom the Dark Ages have quietly released the third major update for the game so far, with this one primarily revolving around the Ripatorium arena mode, which has now been turned into Ripatorium 2.0. There are loads of changes to Ripatorium in here, including a switch to a round-based format and the ability to customize tons of settings, including the likes of respawn counts, types of enemies, and even time limits. You can then even use the new passcode system to share all of your Ripatorium settings with other players if you so choose to. In addition to all of the Ripatorium improvements though, the base game has also been enhanced with a new Brink of Death difficulty setting, and it allows you to make things even more challenging if you wish, alongside tons of combat encounter updates, bug fixes, general tweaks and adjustments, and a whole lot more. Again, I do have to reiterate, this update is now available for everyone as it is out now, so if you want to dive back into it, you can do at your very own pace. You've probably heard quite a few people talking about this sort of Xbox full screen experience over the past few weeks, and that's simply due to it being on the ROG Xbox Ally, and it's a fancy name for the dashboard and the overall interface that's been adopted by the Asus handheld since it launched last month. Well, thanks to the Xbox partner preview, they also announced that the big screen experience is coming to insiders across PC, and it would now be available to all users on handheld devices as well. On the ROG Xbox Ally, those benefits include a very fast boot up, quick and easy access to your gaming library without having to even enter the Windows desktop, an intuitive switching mechanic that allows you to swap from app to app in an instance, and the removal of background processes that could potentially slow down your games when playing on PC. Of course, I am keen to see how this one actually goes down with insiders over the next few weeks, and this could possibly be a brand new glimpse of the next generation of Xbox's UI, and I'll be interested to see how it works out moving forward. The SWAT game, Ready or Not, has been one of the most popular Xbox releases of this entire year, and out of seemingly nowhere, everyone can now try it on your Xbox Series X and S consoles, courtesy of a brand new free trial that's accessible until the 20th of February next year. All you need to do at the moment though is basically go to the Ready or Not Xbox store page and look for the free trial button. This will then begin downloading the full game for you to experience. I do have to preface this by saying you do only get access to everything, but for only 3 hours in total, but it's a nice way to sort of try out the game and see why it's been exploding onto the scene since it released back in summer. I've had my hands on this one due to the free trial, as I didn't pick up the game unfortunately, and it's, yeah, a pretty fun time so far, so I'll be keen to hear your thoughts on it in the comments below. Speaking of comments below though, what do you think about the Xbox news this week? Did you enjoy the Xbox showcase, and are you doing anything to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Xbox 360? Do let me know and let's have a discussion down below. Remember guys and gals to also smash that like button, as it really helps the YouTube algorithm and find more of us Xbox gamers, and do subscribe as well for more videos like this on a daily basis. Whilst here though, and if you want to check out some more awesome Xbox content, why don't you check out the video on screen now. I actually covered all of the games coming to Xbox this week, including Xbox consoles and Xbox Game Pass, and there's a few games you might want to keep your eye on.